All right, I'm back again, and I'm gonna work a little bit more on Alyssa's hair. So I'm going to work on this front or this top a little more, bringing it towards the front of her hair. Okay, I need to move the camera, I think, so I can paint more naturally here. So when I come closer to the front, I want it to blend, but I want it to be, I'm gonna get some of this off my brush I don't want it to paint very dark up here. I'm doing some tiny detail, but I'm trying to get it from darker to light. I'm bringing these down a little further. And more mineral spirits than paint because I just really want it to be a blur. I have a little hair pattern going on here. I want to kind of just blend this. I don't want there any blobs. That was kind of blobby looking there. There. When you pull it away, it looks better. Pick up a little more paint. There's kind of that needs to be blended right there. I'm still using my 0 liner because I don't want these to be really tiny lines right now. I want them to be more blurry. There we go. Pick up a little more paint. I got a little more paint here. Oops, way too much paint. So when you get a little paint on your head, then you can kind of move it around without having to pick up a lot more. Get a little mineral spirits and you can kind of work with that paint that's already on there. So I'm gonna bring that swirl around, and this still looks kind of like it doesn't fit right here. So I'm gonna add a little more paint so that that's a little darker there. Be patient, take your time. Because at first it doesn't look quite right, but then the more you add, the more you blend, the more realistic you can make it look. It's kind of crucial to not fill it all your hairs in. You want to leave some scalp showing because most babies don't have a full head of hair. So let's pull it back. I know, here, let's set it on this. Maybe you can see it better. So I'm gonna kind of leave this bald in here. And I need to blend maybe just a little better right in here. And now I'm going to fill in. I have a lot to fill in here. My hair's kind of going different directions there, which is good. I want there to be a flow of different hair patterns. Try to blend a little more. Pull it away. Sometimes I just pull away and look and see what I think. You can even blot with a rag if you feel like you need to. I feel like this needs to be a little darker in here. So I use more straight paint whenever I want there to be darker. See, I picked up just mainly paint, the little mineral spirits. So that's thicker, heavier. Try to always even it out. I'm probably going to pick up a little darker up here around the swirl. The sides, that side's pretty close to being done, but you can see how this side isn't even, it's way not finished. So I need to blend this side. Constantly kind of trying to match your sides. So I do a lot of flipping back and forth so I can look at both sides. Now I'm trying to go a little thinner with this liner as I go. Putting little tiny lines kind of fills this in. They don't have to be exact. They're kind of just going in the same pattern, but I'm crisscrossing a little too. I hope you can see that. And I'll use my smaller brush again. Here's my 05 script liner. Might have got that a little bit too dark. We'll see if we can't blend it in. Make sure you kind of do the same hair motion on both sides. It doesn't have to be identical, but it needs to be close or it won't look symmetrical. Okay, that needs to come out a little further on this side. That looks pretty symmetrical to me. You can see how I'm kind of filling in there, but I'm trying to kind of blur it too with my mineral spirits and raw umber paint. Starting to come around. I still need a little darker on this side. And I'm going to pick up more paint. See, I have dark lines there. I want some dark lines back here. And it looks like it comes out a little further. Yeah, that's looking more. Looks like I have darker lines coming. So now I need to start getting a little bit lighter here again. Just kind of filling in some little tiny hairs. Now you don't want to get too carried away with putting in little hairs or it'll be really dark again. So you've got to kind of decide If you get too much hair, you can go back and remove it. So this is pretty much done. This very back part, this is kind of the area I need to fill in and try to match the other side. So that's what I'll continue working on. And hopefully I won't overfill it. Sometimes I'll still continue to work on the other side. And I might even just take a clean sponge and cosmetic wedge. Sometimes I can blur a little bit. I've painted most of this, so I probably can't. So I'm just going to keep building layers here. They don't have to be exact, but just following the same pattern. And even if I have a little mess up, sometimes I can just smooth it out with my brush. I'm using my little script brush right now. And it's putting a lot of fine little tiny lines. That look like hair. So I kind of have a little bit of tiny hairs going this way. So let's put some tiny hairs here. I need a little more paint. That kind of matches. See how I have that hairline? So now I need to kind of work this in. And pick up more color here to darken that a little. All right, I'm still going to continue to fill this in, but she looks adorable. Probably work on the top a little bit more by like defining some of these lines up here with a little bit more paint. You think you may have it completely as dark as you can get it. Just take pure paint as much as you can with a little mineral spirit so it'll glide. And then if you add a little more lines, you see how they stand out? It's a big old blob of paint I need to remove, but I'll make that into a line. See how that almost looks black? So I'll try to do that and add a little color. So that it looks realistic. So there she is so far. Probably going to add a little bit darker on this side so it looks more black. Just pure raw umber. Just a tiny bit of mineral spirits leaves almost a black color So you have these dark sides, top and bottom, but yet the middle is kind of lighter. So I'm going to keep working on that. But thank you for watching.